But legal aid then says, now, Mr. Mnisi, if you want to proceed with the 174 application, we don't bar you, we don't stop you from proceeding, but know that in terms of us financing it, we'll have some reservations, which is then the communication between legal aid and us then stopped there up until today. Today, they availed themselves to court on adjournment. I communicated that position to the client, to Mr. Mube and Mr. Sibiya, who still are of the opinion that it will be in the best interest of administration of justice from their point of view that we bring this section 174, and then thereafter they started to ask certain questions that I was not in a position to respond to. And then I requested legal aid to go and attend to those questions, or to answer those questions as are questions that should really be answered by legal aid. So there were still some deliberations around the questions that they had been asking legal aid. Then there was a moment when we were requested to come and see the court in chambers with a team from the state attorney. So we had not yet finalized those discussions. But I stated to them very clear that it will be it will be a challenge on my part to go and sit for 4 weeks in preparation of the section 174 without any reimbursement. And I'm repeating that it's going to be a very serious challenge.
Without what?
Without reimbursement. In other words, I need to go and sit in my chambers for 4 weeks preparing for this 174, because it's going to be a very detailed 174. And at the end of it, will just be seated there, fully concentrating on this application, not be involved in other work. I don't think I'll be in a position to do that, my lord. I've already done that since January. I've read almost like 40,000 pages, and I don't want to get there. But I don't think I'll be in a position to do that for the second time again, my lord. Thank you. That is the
But
position.
what are your instructions from your clients?
My instructions from the client are that, my lord, they would still wish us to bring the section 174. But the challenge is, who's going to finance it? Thank you, my lord.
Do you remember Advocate Tulani Joshua Ngomezulu, and that he completed a trial within a trial? And then legal aid came and said, yeah, well done. Yeah, we see that you did the work, but oh no, don't submit an invoice. We are not going to pay you. But I did the work. Yeah, we see it, but we're not going to pay you. This is not the first rodeo for legal aid. And can you believe that there are injustices that come out of legal aid? But that's a story for another day. Right here in the SENZO MEYIWA trial, right here, right now, on July 38th. As you already know, July is a long extended month, okay? On July 38th, Advocate Mnisi Mvula has been instructed by his clients that they want to submit a Section 174 application, which basically says, we've got nothing to answer to, drop the charges, Mr. Judge. Legal aid says you don't have a leg to stand on to do such an application. It's going to fail anyway. We all know Judge Rudder. Just go ahead and go with the regular case. If you proceed with Section 174, we have no intention of paying you for any preparation time. Mnisi says, but I need at least 4 weeks to prepare. And I think this is where we missed the clue that Mnisi told us. Mnisi already told us this morning when he said, I already read 60,000 pages. I'm not prepared to go through that again. We just assumed the experience of reading the pages. We missed the indicator that he was pointing out. The indicator of working without compensation. Because legal aid is not in the business of paying when you are not inside Pagati within the court. But on the front, they will tell you that it is in the interest of justice. They're there to support you with your financial fees if you qualify for legal aid. The 5 accused have qualified for legal aid. In fact, legal aid insisted on paying for Moses Sibiya's legal aid fees. And now, before the accused proceeded with the Section 174, they checked in with legal aid. I think the defense team. I think they knew. That if they went ahead like a smooth, well-oiled machine and just went ahead with Section 174, they'll submit the invoices, they won't be paid. That's why they said we have to wait for legal aid to respond, and then we will let the court know how we will proceed. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the SENZO MEYIWA trial. The accused want to do a Section 174. Legal aid says they can do it, but they will not be paid for it. Let's listen to what the rest of the advocates have to say.
Ramosepele.
If it may please the court, my lord. My lord, indeed, we have had discussions with our instructing attorneys, legal aid, and in particular, Mr. Ntanzi, Sibia, and others, my lord. My lord, briefly, I'm not going to talk about finances and all of that because that's matters that should be in the private sphere. So I'm not going to talk about that, my lord. My lord, my instructions simply were still to proceed with the application for Section 174. However, having discussed the matter with our instructing attorneys, they feel that we stand less chance in succeeding the merits thereof. That's what they've just told our clients, that we don't have a leg to stand on the 174 application, my lord. Then I'll have to take instructions again from Mr. Ntanzi, having been advised that we don't stand a leg on the 174. Yet we are given the green light to go, but the view is that there's no leg to stand on, my lord. So I'll have to take instructions, then I'll give the court my final view.
Does your client want to launch?
He does, my lord. That's his instructions to me.
Okay, Mr. Nxumalo.
Who do you think you are, Bongani Ntanzi, to put in an application, or rather to give an instruction for a Section 174 application? That is what I imagine Legal Aid Committee sat and said over there in their board Ndondon meeting when it came to the defense getting approval, financial approval, confirmation of approval for the defense team to go ahead and do Section 147 applications per the instructions of their clients. And Legal Aid said, who do you think you are? You do not have a leg to stand on. You have two confessions inside Pagati within that court. You don't have a leg to stand on. You must face the song of a full trial. But it is, of course, within your constitutional right. You have every right to choose your type of defense. That's on the surface. But behind the scenes, do you really? Because you have to pay for that. If you can pay for it, go right ahead. But if you cannot, we, Legal Aid, choose not to finance you. Hello, Mzansi. What do you think of that Legal Aid stance? Heartbreaking. That's where I'm reporting from, a place of heartbreaking. I can't imagine being one of the accused listening in that time. Actually, Mr. Cameraman made sure we couldn't see the reactions of each of the accused. As their attorneys and advocates stood up to say Section 174, but Legal Aid is saying no way. No money going towards such an application. Is it a waste of money? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Or is a full trial going to cost Legal Aid more? How does this thing work? I imagine, as Umnisi said, it's going to be 4 weeks to prepare for Section 174 in a perfect world, and then the judge dismisses the case. Then that's the end of the Legal Aid budget, right? But if they have to go through with all the witnesses of the defense, is that not going to take another 6 to 12 months budget? I don't know. Maybe my math is not mathing. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. But let's continue listening on. It's Advocate Nxumalo. Let me just, spoiler alert, he's going to surprise you.
My lord, the Constitutional Case Management Committee from the Legal Aid Board said yesterday, and I received a response, as I had indicated earlier on, that my request was declined. But I wish to bring to the attention of the court that this issue of Section 174 application, it's something that we have been discussing with my client. It's not something that we took overnight. There were instructions all along the trial that I should bring such an application, of which I'm prepared to do so. And I was going to request the court to grant me indulgence. I'd already started to draft the application. If I may be granted a week from today. I was calculating the dates, my lord, if we can be granted up until the 18th of August, 2025, for that application.
Okay, fine.
It absolutely does not come as a surprise to me that accused number 4 has requested a Section 174 application. In fact, I insist I would have done the same as well. I would have also given him that advice that, dude, I don't even know why they're just keeping you here. But of course, he comes to court. I guess that helps out with him being already incarcerated for another sentence, okay? But ultimately, am I mad at Nxumalo? No, absolutely not. I guess this makes sense why he's always like, nah, I've got nothing to say, nothing to add. Because he's there for his client at the end of the day, and they always knew. Because he says, no, this is not something new. This is not something we thought of overnight. I've been preparing anyway. It's been my client's instruction from the get-go. Section 174. Now that the time is ripe, yes, that's what we're going to do. Oh, and by the way, I just need a week only to prepare. And while we're on that topic, I do need just a week and the date that I'm willing to come back and present on this, because I'm so done with the SENZO MEYIWA trial. Because, yeah, he gives off that he's not really engaged in this trial when it comes to cross-examination. But I guess this makes sense. In the interest of his client, they really have nothing else to do in that courtroom. So he says the 18th, he's ready to go. He's ready to start his application. It seems like they were charged in common purpose, but I'm not seeing the common purpose anymore. Because as you know, Mshololo and Fisogutle and Duli are definitely not even going to bother with the section 174. Let me know your thoughts on Nxumalo and accused number 4, Mapisa. What you think about their application, moving forward with the application. Is it the right move for him? Let's continue listening on.
Mr. Mshololo, you are saying you're not bringing an application.
Yes, my lord, we're not bringing in the application for 174, my lord. We'll be proceeding with the defense case.
Is there any representative from the legal aid board?
Is this the end of the road for the defense? Or is it one man for himself and God for us all, as the accused now take individual decisions regarding their case moving forward? Section 174 application or not? A very, very split defense. A very, very split defense. That is it from me today. Thanks so much for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you've made it this far in the video, you absolutely have my heart. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you on my next upload. Bye.